Florida Panther here, and my Florida Panthers are the 2024 Stanley Cup champions, and I am kind of as well, because my good friend Kitwana was in Florida a couple weeks ago and he brought me something home that I really appreciated. It's one of the coolest pieces of merchandise that I have ever seen, and I'm so glad that Kitwana took the effort to bring this home for me. So what he did is he went to the downtown Fort Lauderdale Pantherland store, the team store of my Florida Panthers, and he found something really special there. He took it back to his hotel room and started to unbox. And I couldn't believe my eyes that he found a huge large-scale replica of the one and only Stanley Cup. Wow, look at that. It came in this box. It's the largest officially licensed replica of the Stanley Cup, as you can guess by the box, with the NHL logo. Comes at a massive size of over 60 centimeters tall, 25 inches. But before we get to look at the actual trophy, let's check out what else we've got in the box. At first, we've got this big white envelope with an embossed Stanley Cup graphic, and it says Keeper of the Cup certificate. And let's take a look at this certificate, because that's a replica of the actual Keeper of the Cup certificate as well, and that means I, Florida Panther, am now the Keeper of the Cup. And of course I understand the enormous responsibility that comes with taking care of the greatest trophy in sports. Let you read the text. If you pause the video here, that certificate is really cool. And then, before we can handle the cup, we better want to put on gloves. If you do not have soft paws, like I have, comes with a set of white gloves. And then, we've got a beautiful tablecloth, so we can properly present the cup, and that tablecloth you may have seen as well if you've ever seen the real Stanley Cup, because that's what the cup usually is placed on. Got the big NHL logo in the middle, and the English and the French version of the NHL logo around. Measures about 74 by 74 centimeters, that's about 29 by 29 inches. So we better set that up first. And then, now the big moment comes. That cup, the trophy, is packed in a nice plush velvet bag. And wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. Carefully, when I remove the protection cover, and then we've got the actual trophy. Wow, let's place it here right in the middle, right under the big NHL logo on the tablecloth, and wow, look at that. Wow, this thing is so cool. So what we have here is nothing less than the largest officially licensed replica of the Stanley Cup. It measures an enormous 63 centimeters tall. That's just under 25 inches. And the diameter is just around 12 inches, around 30 centimeters. And that's about 2/3 the size of the real cup. Alright, let's take a detailed look on the actual trophy. Wow, I can't ever put this thing down. Let's start with the bowl at the top. And you can see the ornaments are there. And as we go further down, the proportions are correct. And you can see the 5 metal bands that make up the base of the cup, the main part. And the real cup, of course, they contain all the engravings of the teams that have ever won the Stanley Cup. And my Florida Panthers, the engraving of the team members, that will be visible for the next over 60 years, as each band contains 13 teams, so 13 years of Stanley Cup winners, and then every 13 years they exchange the top metal band and put it on display at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. So these are missing here, which is okay, understandable, because that's not actual metal, it is plastic, but you really have to do a double take to spot the difference. It's hardly noticeable. And while it doesn't have the engravings, it does have another cool feature, and that is that metal placard right here. Wow, and it says Florida Panthers Stanley Cup champion 2024. So at the time of making this video, they are still the reigning Stanley Cup champions, and it makes me such a proud Panther. Wow. Oh my goodness, I can't put this game down. Let's take a look. The base, even the base, looks so real. Black plastic base. And then there, under the base, the sticker, I actually placed there because it was nothing. It's totally empty. The real cup has the seal of the Hockey Hall of Fame, but this one doesn't, so I added a Panther sticker. And the thing not only looks, but also feels heavy, because they added the metal weight into the bottom of the cup. Interestingly, when I put it on my scale, it only showed 5.2 kilograms, which is significantly less than the 18 pounds that they promised on the website. But it is definitely still heavy enough to feel like the real thing. And you wouldn't really notice the size difference either if you compare with a random photo of a player hoisting it over their head. I can do that as well for you. Look at that. Wow, I'm a proud Panther. My team's won the Stanley Cup. My Panthers are the 2024 Stanley Cup champions, and that makes me so proud. Wow. Oh my goodness. So, if you want to get your own Stanley Cup, what Kitwana did for me, he got it at the Panthers team store, Pantherland in Fort Lauderdale. But even if you're not a Panthers fan, you're in luck, as the company who makes these cups, UPI Marketing, offers versions for quite a few other teams. So if your team has been a recent Stanley Cup champion, or especially multiple times Stanley Cup champion, there might be very well a version for your team. So check out the website, and if there's no version for your team available, you can buy a neutral one as well for $349 US, while the team branded versions are $399 right now. Kitwana paid $425 at the Panther store, he told me. But wow, what a beautiful gift that is. It's something I I'll always be really, really proud of it. And, well, I can't ever let go. Stanley Cup. My Florida Panthers are still the Stanley Cup champions. And I hope they'll go back to back. And that would make me an even prouder Panther than I already am. So thank you so much for watching my little presentation about the largest officially licensed replica of the Stanley Cup that you can buy. And it's definitely something that I really, really recommend you if you've got the budget for it. That's about one of the coolest NHL souvenirs that you can ever own. Goodbye, and let's go Panthers!